Life becomes unbearable when the heart refuses to release what the soul can no longer carry. Most people are not tired because they are weak. They are tired because they are holding on too tightly. They are holding on to pain, fear, expectations, control, and outcomes that were never meant to be theirs. This is why the message, let go and trust God, is not weakness. It is wisdom. Letting go is one of the hardest lessons in life because it goes against human nature. The mind wants certainty. The heart wants assurance. The ego wants control. We want to know how things will work out, when they will work out, and why they are happening. But faith begins where certainty ends. Trust begins where control stops. Many people say they believe in God, but very few truly trust Him. Belief is easy when life is good. Trust is tested when life is painful, confusing, and uncertain. Trusting God means continuing to walk forward even when you cannot see the path. It means believing that God is working even when everything feels silent. You were never created to carry the weight of your entire future alone. Anxiety is often a sign that you are trying to control what only God can handle. Worry is the result of placing tomorrow's problems on today's shoulders. God never asked you to live like that. He asked you to trust Him, one day at a time. Trusting God becomes most difficult when life does not make sense, when doors close without explanation, when prayers feel unanswered, when you do everything right and still experience loss. These moments test your faith, not because God has left you, but because He is inviting you to grow deeper in trust. Faith is not proven in comfort. Faith is revealed in chaos. Anyone can trust God when life is easy, when blessings are visible, and when the path is clear. But real faith is trusting God when nothing looks right, when everything feels uncertain, and when you are walking forward without clarity. Many people lose peace because they try to understand everything before they trust. But God never promised you full understanding. He promised His presence. He never said you would always know the reason, but He did promise that He would never leave you alone. Trusting God means accepting that some answers will come later, and some may never come in this lifetime. Yet even without answers, you can still have peace. Because peace does not come from explanations, it comes from faith. One of the greatest struggles humans face is waiting. Waiting for healing, waiting for change, waiting for breakthrough, waiting for relief. Waiting exposes impatience, fear, and doubt. But waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is where faith matures. God often works in seasons, not moments. He develops you slowly because strength built slowly lasts longer. If God gave you everything instantly, it might destroy you. That is why delays are often protection. God is not punishing you by making you wait. He is preparing you. In waiting seasons, it feels like nothing is happening, but something is always happening beneath the surface. God is aligning circumstances. He is reshaping your character. He is strengthening your endurance. He is removing what would harm you later. Trusting God means believing that His timing is perfect, even when it feels painful. It means choosing patience over panic. It means reminding yourself that God sees what you cannot see. Pain is another place where trust is tested. Pain changes people. It either hardens the heart or deepens faith. When pain enters your life, it is easy to feel abandoned. But God is closest to the brokenhearted. He is not distant in your pain. He is present in it. God never wastes suffering. Every painful experience carries a lesson. Every broken season carries purpose. Every tear you cry is seen by God. He is using pain to shape wisdom, compassion, humility, and strength inside you. Sometimes God allows pain because it pulls you closer to Him. When life is comfortable, people drift. When life is painful, people pray. Pain refines faith. It strips away pride. It teaches dependence on God instead of self. Trusting God in pain does not mean pretending you are strong. It means admitting you are weak and allowing God to be your strength. It means crying if you need to cry. It means resting when you are tired. It means trusting that healing is coming, even if it takes time. Your pain is not your identity. Your struggle is not your destiny. What you are going through is not where you will stay. God writes stories of restoration, not destruction. Fear often attacks the future. It convinces you that what lies ahead will be worse than what you have already faced. Fear imagines failure before it happens. But fear is a liar. The future you are afraid of is already held by God. Trusting God with your future means releasing the need to control outcomes. It means understanding that your life is not random. Every step, every delay, every redirection has purpose. What is meant for you will never miss you. What is not meant for you will never bring peace. God closes doors not to punish you, but to protect you. He redirects paths not to confuse you, but to guide you. Many times you look back and realize that what you once prayed for would have hurt you. What you once cried over was saving you. What you once lost was freeing you. God sees beyond emotions. He sees impact. He sees eternity. Trust also means obedience. Sometimes God asks you to walk away without knowing what comes next. Sometimes he asks you to step forward without guarantees. Obedience requires courage. But every step taken in obedience leads to growth. When you trust God, you stop chasing what drains you. You stop forcing what resists you. You stop begging for what God is removing. And in that surrender, you find freedom. There is peace that comes only when you stop fighting God's process. When you finally accept that God knows better. When you release control. When you say, I don't understand, but I trust you. This peace does not depend on circumstances. It exists even in storms. It calms the heart even when problems remain. It anchors the soul when everything feels unstable. Trusting God reshapes your identity. You no longer see yourself as a victim of life. You see yourself as someone being shaped by purpose. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is God building in me? God's plan for your life is not small. It is not accidental. It is intentional. He is preparing you for things you cannot yet imagine. That is why he is refining you now. Letting go and trusting God is the most powerful decision you can make. It frees you from fear. It releases you from anxiety. It replaces worry with peace. You do not need to have everything figured out. You only need to trust the one who does. Let go of what you cannot control. Trust God with what you cannot see. And walk forward knowing this truth: God is with you. God is for you. God is working even now. File silosagi messagi. One day you will look back and understand why it had to happen this way. One day the pain will make sense. One day the waiting will feel worth it. Until then, breathe, release, surrender, let go and trust God. He has never failed you and he never will. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop forcing. It means you stop begging for outcomes. It means you stop exhausting yourself trying to fix what God is already handling. When you let go, you are not losing anything. You are making room for peace. Sometimes God allows things to fall apart because they were never strong enough to last. Sometimes he removes people from your life because they are blocking your growth. Sometimes he breaks your plans because they would have broken you. What feels like loss is often protection. What feels like rejection is often redirection. The hardest thing to release is expectation. Expectations about people. Expectations about timing. Expectations about how life should be. Expectations create disappointment because they are built on human understanding, not divine wisdom. God's plan is bigger than your expectations and wiser than your desires. When you hold on to the wrong things, you delay the right ones. When you refuse to let go, you block what God is trying to bring into your life. Faith requires space. Peace requires surrender. Letting go begins in the mind. It begins when you stop replaying the past and stop fearing the future. The past is gone. The future is not yet here. All you truly have is the present moment, and God is already in it with you. Many people are prisoners of their past. They relive mistakes, regrets, failures, and painful memories over and over again. But God never asks you to relive your past. He asks you to learn from it and move forward. He is not interested in who you were. He is focused on who you are becoming. God does not waste pain. Every tear, every disappointment, every broken moment is shaping you. What tried to destroy you is developing you. What hurt you is strengthening you. Letting go of the past does not erase it. It frees you from it. There are moments when God asks you to let go of something that feels important. A relationship, a dream, a version of life you planned. At first it feels unfair, it feels painful, it feels like failure. But later you realize that God removed it because it would have cost you your peace, your faith, or your purpose. Trusting God means accepting that you will not always understand his decisions, but believing that his intentions are always good. Silence is another test of faith. There are seasons when God feels quiet, prayers feel unanswered, direction feels unclear. But silence is not absence. Silence is often preparation. Some of God's greatest work happens when you think nothing is happening. Just because you cannot see God working does not mean he is not working. Seeds grow underground before they ever break the surface. Roots form before fruit appears. Waiting does not mean denial, it means development. Fear often appears when you are standing at the edge of change. Fear tells you that letting go is dangerous. Faith reminds you that God has already gone ahead of you. The future you are afraid of is already known by God, and if he allows you to walk into it, it means he has already prepared the strength you will need. Letting go also means forgiving. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was acceptable. Forgiveness is saying you refuse to let pain control your future. God cannot fully heal what you refuse to release. When you trust God with justice, you free yourself from bitterness. When you let go of resentment, peace enters. Healing begins where surrender starts. There are seasons when God strips away comfort, certainty, and familiarity. These seasons feel lonely and uncomfortable. but they are often the seasons where your faith grows the most. God removes distractions so you can hear Him clearly. He removes comfort so you can discover strength. He removes control so you can learn trust. Letting go is not a one-time decision, it is a daily choice. Every day fear will try to return. Every day worry will knock. Every day doubt will whisper. And every day you must choose faith again. When you finally begin to let go, something changes inside you. Your heart becomes lighter. Your mind becomes calmer. Your soul becomes steadier. Problems may still exist, but they no longer control you. This is the power of surrender. This is the strength of faith. This is the peace that comes when you let go and trust God.